All videos are exclusive copyright of Harry Regition. From FindSarahAvon.com. Chicago Tribune is a U.S. registered trademark of the Tribune Company out of Chicago, Illinois. ProQuest is a U.S. trademark of ProQuest Limited Liability Corporation in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Newsbank is a U.S. registered trademark of Newsbank Incorporated in Naples, Florida. Web Forensics 101, Chicago style. Everything lost was made to be found. This video was captured on October 18, 2016, right before the World Series. There is a major update thanks to the Chicago Tribune. The amendment is at the end of this video. This web search was conducted 9 times and videoed. The first time was March 17, 2015. The last time was October 25, 2016. The results were always the same. There were 3 results when there should have been 4. This was the web link to gain access to the Chicago Tribune archives, which actually passed you through to ProQuest.com. ProQuest was the administrator of the Chicago Tribune archives during these recordings. Expose of the Chicago Tribune, January 30th, 1983, the magazine section. The web forensic search is for the article titled Where's Sarah? Today's date is October the 18th, 2016. The time is 11:11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm already logged in. If you're a member of the Digital Plus version of the Chicago Tribune, to get to hear the best way is to go to membership.chicagotribune.com. Then you come over here to benefits. Archives. And the moment that you hit archives, you end up going to ProQuest, and that's what the PQ stands for, ProQuest Archiver. And you'll notice there's a /CT-member. They know you're a Chicago Tribune member. It's important to note that the Chicago Tribune is the only publication in the world that I'm aware of includes access to all of their back articles with their basic digital subscription, and no one else to my knowledge does. So what we're looking for here is articles about Sarah Avon on January 30th, 1983. So the first thing we're going to do is click here, because that's only from 1985 to date. And then you go to date range. You go to January. The article is published on the 30th. And then you have to put in 1983. And then you go to January 30th again, because we only really want to search that day. There's quite a few articles besides when you put in a word like Avon. You're going to be amazed what all you get to with that. And then we're going to type and hit search, and you'll get 15 articles. If you happen to do this one time and come back again and you see less than 15, I don't know why, but you most likely will need to clean out your cache. Somehow it remembers things. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's not some massive conspiracy by the Tribune technology-wise to do anything. But we're going to have 3 successful hits here when we should have 4. The first one is table of contents number 1. This is the actual front page of the Chicago Tribune newspaper. Notice it says to buy complete document. If you are a member of the Chicago Tribune Digital Plus, you will not be charged. If you do see a price tag come up, make sure that you're here before you call tech support. Remember the CT member, okay? But anyway, this I cannot click on because then I'm taking that violation of copyright, and yes, you know, to sign up for that rights. It's hard to believe. What's important about when you do click on this article is that when it comes up in your web PDF viewer, it's set for 150%, which means that the right-hand side of the article you cannot see, or the headline actually. When you click to 100%, you can see it, or if you drag your bottom little bar across and you'll see it. And it will say, "A child is missing," the story of Sarah Avon, located in the magazine section. Okay, so it's there in the headlines. And the other side will say 150-year anniversary of Chicago on the left-hand side. 2 feature stories, and today one of them is no longer available. Hit number 3 is on G4, page 2 pages, section 9. Apparently they've considered the magazine section to be a start on G4. It's actually classified as section 9 for indexing. This is really a 1-page article, but what they have done is they reduced the second page down and then put documentation, basically telling you that it is the front page of the magazine section of the Tribune. On that picture, on the cover, there's a picture of Sarah Avon with her foot on a soccer ball in a soccer jersey with her little smile and a nice little gap between her 2 front teeth. And in black and white picture, and it also comes out that she obviously has blonde streaks of hair in her hair besides regular brown. To me, that was a major clue, if I'm right. And then we go back to number 6. This is G4 also. All the others here may have the word Sarah, they don't have Sarah Avon. And G6 will take you to, hit number 6, It says it's a 1-page. It's in G4 again, the section 9. This is the actual index of the magazine section. And there is a little picture of a little teddy bear in a rocking chair. It does refer to the article title "Where's Sarah" by Jim Gallagher, and has the first half of the first sentence below that. And the article is supposed to start on page 12. So if the article starts on page 12, G4 is the magazine, we would see, we're going to go second page, and there are no more G4s, period. This is a romantic mystery novel here, which got 2 more hits here, 3 in the same day. Good PR. Long story short, this should have 4 hits. It only has 3. And the 4th hit would be 6 pages long, and the article is titled "Where's Sarah?" that Jim Gallagher won awards for by the Chicago Press Corps. We're going to start a new search. Seize a moment while I'm here. We're going to put in Sarah Avon and then use the caps and caps off, put in the word birth. I want to make this one 1985. 85 also, except I want to go to December 30th and make this the first. Come on. And hit this. And there we are. Certificates give birth to idea. This I reference in one of my videos titled, I Can Read for Miles and So Can You. And it's one of the best articles I've ever read. It is written by John O'Brien. He's the first reporter I talked to at the Chicago Tribune. He was also the nicest. And notice there's 802. I can guarantee you they have the word Sarah in them. But that ampersand is everything for giving you the first results in that first shot. This is a brilliant idea, by the way. Truly. It's even more brilliant. I don't know if it would help in this case because to me someone has access to birth certificates. But it's a great concept. The last one we're going to do while we're online here is just put in the word Jim Gallagher. We are going to say 1998 is when he passes away. And then we're going to say use the ampersand because I know the word mentor is in the headlines. And there you are, James B. Gallagher, editor, reporter, mentor at the Tribune. This is his obituary, May 14th, 1998, page 11. It'll talk about his great service in Moscow for the Tribune, in Afghanistan for the Tribune. He comes back from war zones, and his first major story is about a missing kid named Sarah Avon, and he wins awards for this. And there's not one mention of that whatsoever in this write-up at all. To me, it's sort of like winning the local version of the Nobel Peace Prize or literature or something like that, and it's never mentioned at your death. Yeah. See, the editors here, at least one, knows what's going on here. And with the Sarah Avon one, as we know, if it wasn't for that person at the university library going in there and doing an actual search, we wouldn't even have a date as to when it was taken offline. So that truly had to be the stumble upon moment of my entire life, because so many things had to, how shall we say, not work right for that piece of information to be obtained. It wasn't funny. So this is Harry signing off, telling you to be safe out there. We do not live in a kind world. This slide is a complete rundown of what we just went through for the Sarah Avon search. Hit number 1, hit number 3, and hit number 6 are the main ones to review. You can hit pause on your player to review online. This is a copy of the ProQuest server report. Notice it was last updated on April 2nd, 2012. I highlighted with WTH. In reality, that's when they took it offline. Also, line 5 shows that the article begins on G13. Line 6 says it's 6 pages long, and that is true. Referencing hit number 6 on the Chicago server search shows that the article starts on page 12, yet the ProQuest server says it starts on page G13, and there's actually a logical reason for this. If you access hit number 6 on the Chicago Tribune server, it will only show you a full-page picture of a teddy bear in a rocking chair, which is on G12, and the actual article of where Sarah does start on G13. No matter how you cut it, any search in the Chicago Tribune for January 30th, 1983, entering in the word Sarah Avon should result in 4 articles and not 3. You can verify any one of these statements by going to any library that still has microfilm online and verify the article for yourself. This is an official amendment to Illinois case number 87-Z0810. Any relationship to Chicago Black Sox scandal where at the end of the day there was no evidence for a court of law is just another Chicago coincidence. Fair use of copyright. Criminal supersedes civil law unless you're in Chicago. Flash update. The web address of members.chicagotribune.com is now obsolete as of March 25, 2017. Serious amendment as of March 25, 2017. The Chicago Tribune now is administrating its own archives. Where Sarah is back online, please put in January 30th, 1983, subject Sarah Avon. There is a remote chance that someone within ProQuest removed the article Where is Sarah without the Chicago Tribune knowing about it, but I find that somewhat hard to believe. Way back in 1988, Jim Gallagher knew exactly who my prime suspect was. To be notified of only new developments and/or new posts, please sign up at findsarahavon@gmail.com. You may also want to check out findsarahavon.com for more details too. A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives. Jackie Robinson. All videos and content are exclusive copyrights of Harry Magician.